Hey, welcome back in, guys. Today we're going to smoke up some delicious short ribs. These are chuck short ribs. These are 4-bone short ribs, and they're going to be delicious. We're going to do it on our little pellet grill. Take it easy today and make us some good food. So here are our ribs. We're going to go ahead and get these trimmed up, seasoned. These do have a little bit of fat on them. I don't want to take all the fat off, but we are going to take some of the fat off. As again, you can see these have 4 bones. These are chuck short ribs, so these are toward the beginning of the rib cage as opposed to the 3 bones, which are considered plate ribs that are generally toward the middle to top part of the rib cage. Now, all I want to do, I want to trim some of the thicker pieces of fat off of these ribs. I don't want to take it all off. There's, fat is flavor, but there is a good portion of fat here, and you do want to kind of get some of that silver skin out of there as well. All right, guys, so I'm actually doing 2 racks, and I've got both racks trimmed up the way I want to. Like I said, there's still some fat on some of these racks. If I would have taken all that fat out, I would have went deep into the meat and toward the bone, and I didn't want to do that. So I just got them trimmed up how I want to, and this fat will render down when we're smoking them. So to get them seasoned up, I am going to add a little bit of a binder. This is not necessary. I'm just going to do it because I wasn't patient enough to allow the meat to sweat. So I just kind of put the little bit of mustard on there to have a binder to go ahead and put my seasoning on. And we're going to season them today with some fajita seasoning by Fiesta brand, and we're going to be using some holy garlic and a little black pepper. So we're going to go ahead and get our first layer on, and we're going to be using our fajita seasoning with this. If you've never tried using fajita seasoning or Fiesta brand fajita seasoning on beef, it is really, really good. It has a nice flavor to it. You have your garlic, your onion, your pepper, and it's just like kind of like a really, really good all-purpose seasoning. This is a thick piece of meat, so you don't want to be shy with your seasoning. And we're going to make sure that we season all the sides and the top. I'm not concerned about the bottom. It does have a thick piece of membrane on the bottom, but you're not going to eat anything off the bottom anyway. Most of the meat sits on top of these ribs, so you don't really have to worry about that. All right, so now we're going to go in with our layer of our holy garlic. This is a really, really good flavored seasoning that works really, really well on beef as well. I did pick this up from Walmart. You can get it, I believe it costs $5 or $6. Heavy on the garlic. It does have some charcoal in it, pepper. That's why it has that really dark tint to it, because of the some of the charcoal and the black pepper. You don't taste any of that at all, and it's really, really good on beef. And again, we're going to make sure that we season all the way around this rib, sides and top. Then after that, we're going to go in with our layer of black pepper. Now with your black pepper, you can go as liberal or as light as you want. It's totally up to you, but black pepper and beef go hand in hand. And here's just a little bird's eye view of our ribs here. Got them all seasoned up nice and liberally. Just going to let them sweat a little bit and get our smoker up to temperature. We're going to be smoking them at 250 today. All right, guys, we got them in at 250. I have them sit on these racks because I like to have them off the grates a little bit. 2 hours and we'll come back. All right, guys, so they've been in the smoke for 2 hours now. This is our first time checking them, and they have a really nice color on them. They look really, really good. I also have a smoke tube running just to get a little bit of extra smoke in here. You can see how the bark and the seasoning is starting to set really, really nicely on these ribs. We're not going to do anything else. Put the lid down and continue to let them go. All right, family, so we've let them go another 2 hours, and that bark is definitely set. Now they're starting to sweat some, and they look and smell fantastic. So I am going to spritz this one here. It's a little dry on the one side, but other than that, we're going to continue to let them cook. I'm probably going to let them go another 30 minutes or so, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap them up in some butcher paper and go ahead and get them tender. All right, guys, so we've been going at 4.5 hours so far, and you can see how great these ribs look. So all I'm going to do now, I'm just going to go ahead and pull them off and put them in some butcher paper. Not going to spritz or anything of that nature. We're just going to wrap them on up and put them right back here on the smoker. Now, if you want to use foil, you could do that as well. I just wanted to use butcher paper today. I really didn't want to steam per se, but just to help get them tender some. because I was ready to eat and I wanted to speed up the cooking process essentially. So we're probably looking at maybe another hour to an hour and a half before they're completely tender. They're getting there, they feel good. You can see all the pullback on the bones, but we still have a ways to go before we get them where we want them. Let's look at that. All right, so we've had our ribs now wrapped for about an hour, and I've got my probe here, and I just want to check the tenderness of the ribs. I'm not concerned really with the temperature. I just want to see how easily my probe goes into the meat, and it's still just a little tight. I'm thinking maybe another 30 minutes or so and we should be good, but both of them feel just about the same, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to let them go for about another 30 minutes, then we'll check them again. All right guys, so our ribs are done. I let them go for another 45 minutes on the smoker, and I let them rest now for about 45 minutes to an hour. So the total cook time was just over 6 hours on these ribs, and again we let them rest for just about an hour. So they look good, they smell good, the juices and everything have kind of sucked back into the meat, nice and tender, and it cuts just like butter. So go ahead and get a look at this. Nice and juicy, nice little smoke ring there. These things here are fire. Let's go ahead and cut another bone, and again just like butter, no resistance whatsoever. Now this is a perfect bone in my opinion. Fat is nicely rendered, super juicy. It's the way to do it, guys. Again, used fajita seasoning by Fiesta brand. We use some holy garlic seasoning, and I use some black pepper, and these things are going to be the bomb. Again, look at those bones. Woo, dinner's going to be good. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And yes, I was a happy man. These bones were a fire. Get a bite. Sheesh. Nice and tender. Look at that there. All right, y'all. It's time for me to eat. You guys have a good one. God bless.